Hey guys, it's Samantha, and you're definitely looking at the second week of June in my planner. This is a memory keeping spread that I did not film the foundation for, but it's this old SPC mini kit and copper foil, and then I used some Simply Gilded copper foiled stuff on the sidebar because I wasn't going to try to get creative with the mini kit contents to do my normal memory keeping. So there I did a checklist with that one. But like normally I do kind of that, and there weren't extra boxes, that sort of thing. So I got fancy with the washi. I'm actually just gonna do a talk through of this right now. I'm feeling a little antsy. So we're gonna just talk through this. I haven't talked through a plan with me in a hot second. This is also the week that my basement flooded, so I figured I could probably talk about that. So I do remember, what am I doing with my life? Oh, this was before. All right, I'm gonna use, what am I gonna do for work stuff? Because I'm doing copper foil, so I don't have my foil, I don't have foil work scripts. I'm just gonna do the asterisks. What am I don't even know why I pulled this off. Unload is not the first thing on this list. Oh gosh. So we're already off to a hot mess start. I haven't done a talk through plan with me in quite a while. Like I said, this was the week that my basement flooded the first time. Yes, you heard that right. The first time my basement flooded was quite the summer. So this was actually the day summer reading started. So I'm gonna use a half box to mark that. And I did pull out some reading stickers. I need my tweezers. Oh, I have those bows that I'm like, what would I ever use these for? That's what I can use. I can use this to mark work. And then I called my mom on the way home from work. I'm just gonna be using a lot of icons from the Copper Mega Wiggle. Oh, it looks like, oh no, I'm gonna use this just to mix it up. And then that night I had wine and McDonald's and I read. So I'm gonna get out. And I'm also gonna try to stick to just using like one type of sticker for each activity. We're gonna probably end up using a lot of fox and cactus here, but that's okay. We love fox and cactus here. Heaven knows I have enough. Well, we're gonna do the wonton and a million wine stickers. That'll be our wine sheet. I just don't wanna think too hard about this. And then I read. So I pulled out those. I don't know if I'm gonna have enough. I did order another sheet of these on the during Black Friday the other day. This is so weird to not have labels and all that kind of stuff. And this like old chunky glitter is very weird. I'm gonna put that down. This is so wild, but I actually really vividly remember this week. So if there's gonna be, I'm gonna need more than one type of reading sticker. Who am I kidding? I was gonna try to keep it simple. I could do that. I have so many reading stickers and a lot of them are almost done. So let me see, I could probably make, these don't really match. I guess, I mean, I used those colors over there, so it matches enough. Who cares? We're gonna use them. I'm memory keeping from like 6 months ago, obviously. No, reading is not the first one to put down. Look at me, I'm a hot mess. Okay. Wine time. McDonald's. And we're gonna use the fancy label right out the gate here because this week only goes downhill from here. This night is me living my best life, and the rest of this week was me being a hot mess. Well, it wasn't me so much as the sewers in my town overflowing into my basement. Doing this is actually putting into perspective. I was like feeling anxious about a really silly thing, and then I'm like, oh, but my basement isn't full of poop anymore, so perspective, it's not that bad. So Tuesday morning was coffee and planning. Let's find some planning stickers here. I feel like I have Papershire. I might use those planning ones. I'm gonna use the Mickey ones because I think they're cute. Subtle Mickey. So this was coffee and plan, work, unload, wine, read. I like marked some other things on my actual planner when I was planning ahead, but I don't really think they're all that relevant. I might actually do something like this, and then center it, and then we're gonna do, and I only ended up working 4 days this week because I had to take the day off after my basement flooded to deal with the cleanup and all of the orchestrating, all of the different people that had to come into and out of my house. You would think with like how much of a germaphobe I am that would have been the problem, like what I was anxious about, but it wasn't. You would like I can barely like walk into a public space without hyperventilating. My basement was literally filled with raw sewage, and that wasn't the part that bothered me. You would think. Okay, and then unloading the dishwasher when I came home. And wine and read. So I'm gonna I'm actually just gonna do this to mark like me time, wine, all that jazz. And then let's use a wonton in a million for reading. Okay, so then Wednesday was the day everything went to shit. So we're definitely gonna need that. And it happened in the evening. It happened after 5 p.m. I was actually homesick this day, and it was awful. I have some paper and milk rain stickers as well, and I think they're in with my spring stickers. Yes, I did order another sheet of these from her because I actually used quite a few of them. We had so much rain this year. Okay. I was like, I have a thing where I can put stuff because I'm gonna need to figure out how I'm gonna organize all of this. So Wednesday morning, I actually had like a not good pain day. I had a fever and fatigue. So let's get a lupus zombie sticker. We'll do, so it's coffee, and then, so we're gonna get one facing this way. So this was like a real gem of a day. So in the morning was coffee and read, and I'm actually just gonna grab a coffee, a multicolor coffee sticker from Moonlight Paper Co. Ooh, actually I have these Mandy Dreams coffee cups that I've never used. So I'm gonna use this kind of like corally color. And then I think these are Malika. Yeah, Malika lettered these for Mandy. Okay, and then I'm gonna put this down in the middle here. I actually napped this day, like that's how you know I don't feel well. If I nap in the middle of the day, even like I have to feel really, really sick to nap. I hate napping. So like even when I have bad pain days, apparently this is gonna be a paper and milk type day. Even when I have bad pain days, I don't nap very often. It tends to throw off my sleep schedule, and it also makes me feel nauseous. Okay, so this was, I called my mom because I was actually on the phone with my mom, and we had groundwater coming in our basement at first. It was just groundwater. And it was pouring in, and that Joe fixed that on his own. But it was, you know, clear water, which we've had some issues with before, or when it's carried in like a little bit of dirt with it. But we just, you know, hose the basement down. And sometimes we'll use like a push broom if it brought in like some silt with it, because we're in a place with really clay-y soil. So, you know, not a problem. We don't keep stuff on that side of the basement. Hose it down, takes like 5 minutes to deal with it. But, so I was on the phone with her, and then I went upstairs, and then I started hearing a gurgling in our sink, our kitchen sink disposal, and I was like, that's really weird. And it was because water was backing up into our pipes from the sewer. Like it was backing up, and I went to the top of the steps, and there was, I mean, all in all, there were about, our basement, the floor is uneven, so on one side it was about 6 inches of water, and the other side was about 4 inches of water, which luckily I had almost everything up on plastic shelving, and the bottom shelf was about 4 or 5 inches. Like the water came up right to the very edge of the bottom shelf. So everything that was on shelves was fine. All of Joe's computer stuff got wrecked, like he had his computer tower. It was thank goodness we had flood insurance, because everything, the cleanup, and our water heater broke, and our furnace broke, and our sump pump broke, and all this stuff, all in all, and all of the stuff that was ruined that had to be replaced, and the cleanup and everything was over $10,000. So thankfully we had flood insurance, but it was just a pain in the ass to deal with everything. So called my mom. This was storms. Oh, we also got an Amazon package this day. Sure, I'll mark it. And then this is fine. It was not fine. It ended up being okay at the end, but it was a pain in the butt. So Thursday did not go to work, unsurprisingly. I texted my boss that night and was like, so listen, my basement's full of poop. I'm staying home and dealing with that today. I'll figure out how we're gonna deal with that later, but I did not go into work. It's priorities. Let's get a label. It's for my cousin Clara's birthday. It was her 21st birthday. She's so grown up. All right, so this morning I unloaded the dishwasher, and this was actually when we went to go shower, and our house smelled so bad. We had to turn off the AC. We turned off the AC on Wednesday night because obviously there had been sewage in the basement. It smelled really bad. It had gotten into our AC, up the filter and everything. So we shut it off. That way it wasn't blowing the smell everywhere. But our basement doesn't even have a door on it. It's all open to the kitchen, and so it smelled so bad. And we sleep on the first floor, so we don't want to sleep with all the doors and windows open and unlocked and all that. But then we went to go shower on Thursday morning and discovered that our water heater had broken. All of the debris had gotten into where the pilot light was. They didn't have to replace the water heater, but the pilot light wouldn't restart because a bunch of debris had gotten into it, so someone had to come and open everything up, and we were going to have someone come and look at everything just to make sure. But this was we had so many people come in this day. So I'm gonna use a 3-heart checklist to mark that at the bottom. So by the end of the day, our house did not smell anymore. The cleaning crew did an awesome job, and they deodorized everything and sanitized everything, and it was awesome. Okay, so I was basically on the phone the entire day, unsurprisingly, because I had to get the cleaning crew out, and then I was calling to make emergency appointments for everything. Because, everything in our basement needed to get looked at. All the plumbing, all the HVAC. everything. So let's get a label. I was on the phone all day, and then I'm gonna put Amazon up here too because it'll fit. And I actually, in terms of anxiety, held together this whole, the whole time. Probably should have done a brown. I already used the brown quarter box. Amazon. And then down here we'll do I'll just do, these were all of the different people that had to come over to make our house work, and then we had someone in our house every day the rest of the weekend. So plumber, cleaning crew, HVAC, and then I had middle of the night anxiety. Let's do, I held it together, and then I woke up in the middle of the night freaking out, and that was the first freak out I had. So I made it through. Sometimes when something really bad happens and I'm having anxiety over a real situation instead of an imagined situation, or how my brain do, I will have my panic attack after the actual bad situation has been resolved. I might put like a house icon there, and so then I'll put this over here. Let's get a house icon. Okay, so Friday morning, unloaded the dishwasher. This week was so bad. And then we started taking photos. We had everything. I mean, there were some things, obviously, that were just disgusting. And there were even things like I called on Thursday. I was on the phone all day. Called the garbage people to schedule an extra pickup because we had some large furniture pieces. So something I learned is that if something is particle board and it gets in black water, which is what they call untreated sewage in the cleanup industry, you have to throw it away because you can't sanitize. Like if solid wood is only in black water for, I think it's like 24 to 48 hours, the water doesn't absorb in to the wood far enough. So you can sanitize the outside and it's fine, but particle board, because it absorbs water so readily, you can't ever sanitize the inside of particle board. So we had particle board furniture downstairs, like Joe's desk, and then some things that were in storage. So we had furniture. I had 2 upholstered chairs that I was planning on recovering to use in another space in our house that were like really solid, good, well-made chairs, and we had to throw those away because it got up into the cushion padding stuff. So just a lot of big pieces. So I called to schedule an extra pickup with, I mean, there was just so much that went into like a basement flooding, and it's an unfinished basement. So we had people on our street that had finished basements, and so they had like demo crews out ripping out drywall and carpet and having to take everything in their basement down to the studs and rebuilding their basement. And we didn't have anything like that. Like our neighbors lost their washer and dryer. Luckily ours were up, the platform they were up on was high enough that we didn't lose our washer and dryer. So, because we saw like all of our neighbors, everyone had so much garbage out. So it was everyone. There were hundreds of houses that this happened to. It wasn't just us. So at least there was like that sympathy of everyone for blocks was dealing with this problem. So all of the stuff that we were throwing away that wasn't like the furniture, or there were certain things like we had boxes of paper towels and toilet paper that I bought in bulk that obviously soaked up the water. So that stuff went into garbage bags and went in the garbage can. I took a picture of it before, but things that we needed to, like wires and some of Joe's computer equipment, stuff that had gotten submerged, headphones, that sort of thing that were laying on the ground, we put out on the floor of the garage. That way we could take photos of everything on Friday to itemize. So we basically went outside first thing on Friday morning, went out to the garage and started itemizing for insurance, which is a pain. Luckily our insurance guy, we were we itemized like everything, even Joe's mini fridge, all of the water bottles that were inside of it, and all of the food and that kind of stuff that had to get thrown away. Joe even had, I think it was like a handle of vodka or something, because he had been, that previous weekend, he'd been playing video games with his friends in the basement, and he'd taken the vodka down with him so he could like make drinks without having to come upstairs, because he like will get on, because his friends live like in different countries, and they'll pick a time and all play games together and make it like they're hanging out. And the vodka was sitting on the ground, so we got a new handle of vodka, or like we itemized a handle of vodka, like that kind. It was every little tiny thing, every cord, every tiny piece and part. So we took pictures of everything, that way we didn't have to like remember stuff. And I sent the pictures to insurance so they couldn't like fight us on everything. He got a very large Google photo album with like 150 pictures in it. So that is a piece of advice I have. Take photos of everything, even if it's just you're throwing away a binder, or you're throwing away, you know, a roll of paper towels or something that got destroyed, take a picture of it. So I feel like I just went on like a huge detour, but coming back around, itemizing. So the cleaning crew came back to bring fans to our house to help dry out. They didn't have fans with them because they came kind of late on Thursday night. So they had been at another cleanup location before they came to our house. So they didn't have the fans and the dehumidifier to dry out the basement. So they brought that with them. And then I worked 1 to 6. We thought the insurance adjuster, I was planning on taking Friday off as well. We thought the insurance adjuster was going to come on Friday, but he did not. So when we realized he wasn't coming, we both went to work. And then Friday, I was just overwhelmed again. I put in here like about to cry. I think I was just so... And it's like hard to see, like when you have personal stuff that's like, you know, items that have a lot of meaning or memories behind them, and you have to get rid of them because they were destroyed and they're not safe to have anymore. So I was just, it was a lot, and I was like really upset about like the chairs, which in the realm of things wasn't that big of a, you know, like I'm fine now. Once they were gone, it was fine, but just looking at them and knowing they had to go because they'd been saturated with sewage, it's upsetting. Like, it's upsetting to see your stuff get destroyed, even if it was just like, you know, the stuff in the basement. I don't even like know what it would be like on the magnitude of like a tornado or your whole house flooding, or but it's just still upsetting. And like, you want your house to be safe and like feel safe, and then I don't know. So I also had an Amazon package delivered. Goodness, I have so many notifications. So Amazon, and then Joe and I ordered tacos. And we did drinks. So Mexican. I have some of my food broken down into general categories. I'm gonna use this is a Love Shira script, which she doesn't make stickers anymore, but I still have stuff from her. And then we made margaritas. I don't have any more of the margarita doodles. But I'm gonna... And then Joe and I just hung out and had drinks and watched YouTube and probably played some video games together. We were playing a bunch of Mario during this period. So Saturday, like Friday night into Saturday, I had insomnia, and I slept in on Saturday since I was up for part of the night. And then the plumber came out to replace our sump pump on Saturday because we could not take off any more time from work between Joe and I. Oh, I forgot I had these food doodles. Were there tacos on here? Okay, well there's not tacos on there, so that's all right. So, what can I do for the plumber? This is so weird not to have fancy labels. Plumber appointment, and then I put in coffee and plan. So then another Amazon delivery. Joe and I played Mario and got BurgerFi, which is like a nicer, fast, casual burger place that's closer to us than Five Guys. So we just got that so we weren't like driving all over Creation. Let's get the gaming. I'm gonna use these Mario stickers since we were actually playing Mario. And hamburgers, where did my, and then I put on here that I was having bad allergies, probably because all of our windows have been open for so much of everything to like air out the smells and stuff. So then we have, coming back over here, I'm like a hot mess. So Sunday morning cleaning and laundry. Were the first things I did, which, you know, it's nice to get the house back in order. And then let's get cleaning. There's the fuzzy. Get out of there, fuzzy. I did plan next week. We had a Walmart pickup. From 2 to 3. Unloaded the dishwasher again, and then I mopped since we'd had, you know, people coming in and out of the house, and we were pretty good because we have a door right at the top of our basement steps. So whenever someone was like coming into and out of the basement, I had people going through that door so they weren't traipsing all those germs through the house. But I still wanted to mop my floors. I mopped the floors, and actually while I was doing laundry, I noticed there was something had gotten clogged in our air conditioner that was making it leak. So we called the on-call HVAC guy, and he came back out. I think it was the second or third time we'd had someone out to look at that. And then the last thing was Joe and I were still playing Mario. Oh, there it is. Let's see if I can get something a little smaller. Actually, I'm gonna switch this. He came while we were playing Mario, because I remember Joe went and let him in while I was playing, because I had already put on my pajamas. And I was like, I don't want to talk to anyone else. Joe, you go deal with it, which was fine. And like Joe and I were tag teaming a bunch of stuff. There were, on Thursday, we both had lists of phone calls we had to make. And we were just both on the phone, like on opposite sides of the house, talking to different people, getting everything squared away. So I'm gonna go ahead and fill this out, and then I'll be back. All right, so I went ahead and filled everything out, and I really like how this turned out. It's crazy how just filling stuff out makes it look totally different. But yeah, thanks for watching. I know this was a bit of a rambly video, but I really want to get back into doing my normal plan with me's and at least finish out this planner. Even if I don't do every spread between now and the end of the year, I like want to finish out my June spreads here. So thanks for watching, guys. I hope you enjoyed, and I will talk to you in my next video. Bye.